Last question, Dr. Dallin. Are you sure the perimeter surrounding the zone is really enough? If a powerful emission were to occur,
Listen, the zone has remained stable for years. Besides, we didn't establish the most advanced institution in human history without first guaranteeing its safety. As the head of the Scientific Institute for Research of the Chernobyl area, or CIRCA for short, I believe the wonders that we will bring to the world far outweigh the potential risks.
How big are these risks exactly?
The zone reveals a whole new world. We can stick with the old one, fearing change. But tell me, do you want our descendants to remember us as cowards? Or as those who dared to venture forward to a new, better humanity?
The injured were evacuated. I remind our listeners that a similar incident happened in our region quite recently, ruining homes and livelihoods. City officials urge people to stay calm, assuring them the situation is totally under control.
You alive back there?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Zone is really raging today. See that? It was a hell of a blast. Can't remember one so fierce.
Are we, close?
Kind of. The central checkpoint could be on alert after the emission, but there's another way in. Crack in the wall to the left of the fault. Bugger off! Hope you didn't lose your secret artifact along the way. If it was outside the zone for too long, it would have lost its anomalous energy. But I've got this shiny metal thing to recharge it. One lucky activation, and we have a gold mine here.
Sector 9, visual detection of the vault. I say again, Sector 9, visual detection of the vault.
Show me what you found. What the hell is this? I've seen artifacts taken from the zone before. They always burn out and fall apart real fast. But this one?
This one is not from the zone.
Oh, I bet. Where'd you find it?
In my laundry basket.
Who do you think you're talking to, huh? You have any idea what this scanner cost me? If it's not an artifact, it's gonna blow us all to hell! I won't let my hard work come to nothing because of you. I won't let you push it down the shit.
This stone owes me a new home. We gotta move.
Get to the scientist's bunker. Nehoda will explain how to proceed with the scanner. He's waiting for you. Good luck.
What's that? Some kind of anomaly. Quiet. I see the scanner. Tracing for anomalous activity in radio signals. Situation unclear. You, inside. You, to the roof. Move out. HQ, Roulette reporting. Come in, HQ. Damn it. Stalker PDA detected. Someone here! Vodka! Finish him, and let's make tracks.
Whoa! Some fireworks, huh?
Who are you?
I'm your guardian angel. Here's your bolt.
Why the hell would I need a bolt?
Take a look around.
Oh, crap.
Yep. Toss it into the anomaly, then while it resets, run like hell. Got it? Now go.
I'm looking for solder.
Nope. Talk to Gaffer. That's him over there.
What do you want? Sit down and stay out of sight.
3 of my men never reported back from their overnight patrol around the lesser zone. We found their bodies by the old bridge.
Hey, soldier, over here. What do you call 3 dead wardens up the zone's ass? A good start.
A trader who goes by Hamster is peddling this service weapon that belonged to one of those wardens. He got it from Squint.
Apologies, Captain, but Zalicia is a free trade zone. We have an agreement with Korshunov.
Where is Squint?
The zone has its share of secrets. Who are we to meddle in its designs?
Playing a wizened stalker sage, are you? Fine. Squint was there for sure. He finished off the wounded and looted their bodies. Is that the stalker way now?
I suppose it's not that simple.
All right. If you won't tell me, others will. Seize them!
Easy now. Nobody's going anywhere.
If you don't want the innocent to suffer, find me the culprit.
Well then, in times of war,
The law falls silent.
Hey, Stalker. Must be new here. Come over here. Let's have a chat. That's how we're all here in Zalicia. Those maniacs are gonna drink all my vodka at the street.
If anyone asks, I'm at home and busy.
Anyone at all?
Anyone.
Dumb.
I knew this was your doing, Richter.
Squint did it.
And who does Squint work for?
Me. That's why I need your help. I have to make sure the wardens don't get it.
You brought that nut job to my Zalicia, and now you're making demands of me?
I'm not demanding anything. I'm just asking. As an old friend.
Screw you. Old friend my ass. All right. Sit down. I need to think. Or something? I said I'm busy.
Hey, good to see you. Sorry, if I knew the ward would get to Zalicia this fast, I would have sent you somewhere else.
I think I might even know where. What do you want?
I'm looking for someone. His name's Solder.
I know him, and I know where you can find him. But I need help too. Help me find Squint, and I'll tell you about Solder.
You're gonna get the rookie involved too?
We just need someone to climb that tower, Gaffer. It's no big deal. I'd do it myself.
They'd catch you up there, and then I'd have to explain why there's a sparker hanging around Zalicia. Nah, sit tight. Have you seen the balloon in the middle of Zalicia, Stalker? We need someone to climb that tower and tinker with the equipment. I'll tell the tech to contact you when you get there.
Okay, I'll help you with Squint.
And I'll help you with Solder. Fixing the tower is easy. I'd have done it ages ago if it wasn't for the ward. Just be careful when you find Squint. He's never been the calm type, and now he's totally gone off the rails. But Squint is still one of my men, regardless of whatever shit he's gotten himself into. Help him out if you can. And if you can't, bring me the sensors he stole. The ward can't get their hands on those devices. We've still got a mess to clean up. Thanks for the help. You can't imagine how important it is for us to find him.
Why are these sensors more important than Squint?
Because Squint made his choice. And the sensors recorded it, along with plenty of other stuff. If the ward gets their hands on this data, Korshunov will plaster our mugshots all over town. And then he'll hang us right beside them.
I've got what you're looking for. My part is done. Now spill it about Solder.
I told you I never had any doubts about you, didn't I? He's an IPSF tech, a slippery type. You don't look like the kind of guy Solder normally deals with.
Tell me more about IPSF.
Another security organization from the mainland that thinks it can push stalkers around. They always stay behind the perimeter, though.
That's not much. Is that all you know?
I knew Solder before, in passing. So that motherfucker Suhin took him under his wing at the Sphere, huh? They say IPSF are mapping anomalies there. So that's how you know him. What were you doing at the old bridge? Looking for anomalies? Or was there something more to it?
I activated a certain device. There was a huge stream of light at the ward and 3 strangers who try to kill everyone.
Yeah, I remember that little performance. You could see it from the post office, clear as day. I should have known you had a hand in it. But we're getting off topic. Taking the Sphere by storm would be even dumber than walking into the zone without any bolts. I strongly advise against this course of action. But I've got an idea.
Just tell me what I have to do.
I learned something interesting. After the ward started raising hell, Suhin ordered his men to sweep the backup communication center under the ribs.
Why? Are there monsters there?
Worse, evidence of Suhin's illegal activities. Get it? You might be able to find something useful in there. Something that'll open a door for us.
Oi, drop the gun. Who the fuck are you?
Who'd you sell Hermann out to?
Huh? You got some nerve, mate. Breaking into a military base, raising hell, and now you're pestering me with questions. Shit, I should shoot you right here and be done with it.
When was the last time you cleaned that thing? Kim's tend to misfire a lot if you don't take care of them.
Well, I'm a lucky guy.
Wow, your stove's on fire.
What?
Where's my fucking scanner?
PMs tend to misfire a lot if you don't take care of them.
Well, I'm a lucky guy.
Funny. Oh, shit! Look, I'm a nobody. I just put anomalies on the map. Sure, I sold stuff on the side to guys like you, but that's it. Nestor runs the scanner business.
Nestor?
He's the one you should be talking to. The kingpin of garbage. The huge pile of trash, you can't miss it. It's north of... goddamn bread. Thanks, mate. Nestor. It's north of Zalesia. Oh. Hang on. Did you get busted? Listen, I didn't betray Hermann. I've sold some people out in my day. But not you guys.
I don't know what the hell you're doing here, Stalker. But you got here just in the nick of time. The question is, can we trust you?
Do you trust Richter? He's the one who sent me here. He said you could help me find Nestor.
Ha! You just might be our ace in the hole. We've got a certain interest in the basement under the factory. And we found one of Nestor's hideouts there, too. He's got quite an archive. And my gut tells me there's some clues down there about his current whereabouts. But we've got a problem. The ward. They've sealed off every exit from the factory and jammed all our communications. And they did it while my men were inside. We could really use a good man who can make short work of a problem like this.
Why don't you rescue your men on your own? Am I really that special?
Well, I can name one advantage. You don't really know us. Worst case scenario, you won't tell the wardens too much. And they're experts at loosening people's tongues. Trust me.
You're way too disciplined for a bunch of loners. Who are you?
You're a sharp one, huh? We're Spark. We used to help scientists unravel the mysteries of the zone. But now the whole zone is in serious danger. And we're standing against that danger. The ward.
What do you want Nestor for?
We don't really need the old man himself. But he's like a magpie. He steals anything that isn't nailed down. And I'd love to see whatever he's got from the lab under the factory. Documents, specimens, you name it.
I'll see what I can do to help your people.
You don't need to go in guns blazing. The building is large and dilapidated. There are plenty of ways to get past the patrols and security checkpoints. The last time my squad made contact was in the basement. The place you're looking for is down there too. I'll send you the lab access codes. They might come in handy.
Shoot! It's me, Skif. Give me a hand. Bring that shit over here. Go on, turn it on. Easy, we've got an infinite amount of time ahead.
Open up, asshole!
Насправді ферментація це достатньо нескладний процес. Це дріжджі або бактерії, або дріжджі і бактерії разом.
Richter? Richter?
Skif.
What are you doing here?
Just living a little. I mean, take a look at the view. Stay away from the edge. Isn't it beautiful?
Huh. Just a lot of trash. Food waste, human waste, you name it.
You could find anything you want in here, Skif. A friend, an enemy, money, death, miracles, even yourself.
You ever been to the zone's center?
Not to the plant, no. You can't get in.
Why are the stalkers so obsessed with the CMPP?
Because the plant is the heart of it all. It's the very essence of the zone. I mean, you won't find anything there now. It's a plunder pyramid. Word is even the wish granter was stolen. But I have been to Pripyat, and this will pay for one ride.
What?
Oh, we got hammered once and went on the Ferris wheel. It was a pretty shitty ride, but we had a hell of a time. If crows are nesting in the landfill now, that means... Skif, have you ever lost something you've loved? What happened? Fine. So what do you think of the zone then?
Well, of all the shitty places I've been to, this one's the worst.
It just hasn't dawned on you yet. Give it some time and you'll become a changed man. For better or worse, I can't say, but rest assured, you will. If you ever go to Pripyat, the first ride on the Ferris wheel is on me. I know it might seem like the zone is nothing but darkness to you now, Skif. But trust me, it's always sunny in Pripyat. You'll see the other side of the zone soon enough.
Zone. Who knows who's... Who the hell are you? Decided to play soldier with me? Nitro and I were just discussing a certain puzzle we found in the zone, but we can't quite seem to get all the pieces to fit. Maybe you can figure it out. Good. Only I can't decide if
Colonel, if I may. It's Skif, right? I need all of us to understand the urgency of the situation, given the extreme importance of our mission. That goes for you too, Skif. I hear you've managed to activate one of our devices. The Institute's most valuable invention.
Diode said you asked him some questions about the scanner.
You got it to work at the old bridge, didn't you? And the artifact? There was a faded artifact in the scanner. What happened to it?
Tell us what you need to know, and you can take the gun.
I was there. I was attacked, just like your men. The scanner was stolen. And I'm looking for the scumbags who took it.
Good. Okay. Maybe you know something I don't. Help me find those bastards, Skif.
Something similar happened to Varan, a bandit from Garbage. He had a scanner and...
What? Another goddamn scanner? Why are there bandits running around Garbage with your precious invention?
Another scanner?
Don't play dumb with me! At this point, there are more scanners in the zone than there are fucking stalkers!
I don't know about
I don't
that!
know if you're...
Whoa, whoa, guys. Varan's men were attacked. But one of the attackers had this.
Holy shit! A Monolith PDA. Now I can finally burn their fucking nest down. Wild Island. Fortifications
Colonel.
2... No, 3. They're pretty heavily armed.
Colonel!
Where are they getting their equipment? Give me the radio. Zotov, come in.
The scanner and the artifact out there in the hands of lunatics, among the mud and the toxic waste. Colonel.
What?
Please. What if the scanner gets damaged in the fighting? These are not stalkers, but former Monolithians. No, this is out of the question. I can't bear to think about it. Maybe we should send some neutral person to the island. Someone who's already helped you. I mean us. Come on. Think about the risk. We could lose the very thing we've been striving to obtain.
Colonel, this is Zotov. I don't copy. Please repeat. Over. Colonel.
Just checking in. Over and out.
Thank you. Unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to introduce myself. My name is Dmitro Dalin, and I'm the head of Circa. A temple of science, a haven for geniuses, a place where the Holy Grail is not sought, but invented. The scanner is the Institute's greatest achievement, but right now, all that really matters is the revived artifact at the heart of it. If you get it back, our dream can become a reality. Mankind will be transformed. We'll open the way for future technology. And it will all be thanks to you. Thanks to your courage and dedication to progress. You'll be leading the way. The brink of a new scientific era.
That's wonderful, man. But I'm here because the Anomaly burned down my home on the mainland, and someone's gotta pay for it.
This cannot be.
But it did.
Another of your miscalculations, eh, Einstein? Skif, head over to Wild Island and find their leader, Strider. He'll know where the gang hangs out. And if you can persuade him, he just may tell you what kind of shady business they've gone and got themselves into. I'll get you a new one. Take this. It'll come in handy if someone gives you the silent treatment. Good luck, soldier. Keep in touch.
I don't even want to know what Korshunov wanted from you. Blah, 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 keep in order, blah, blah, blah. The zone is the key to the good of mankind. He doesn't give a damn about mankind or the zone, even though the ward is already becoming a part of it. Don't tell him that, though. The news will crash that poor bastard. You should drop by the sawmill, Skif. You've already seen one side of the zone. It's about time you saw the other. You won't regret it, I promise.
A good man is always on time for lunch.
Who said I'm a good man?
Richter, and the guys from the detention center. And me, Scar. Don't worry, this time you won't have to lift anything heavier than a bottle.
What happened at the factory?
They say, you've got to use whatever's close at hand. And there are plenty of things close at hand in the zone. If you know where to look. Like a scanner.
Gonna check the surroundings.
I was told it was invented at the Institute.
Who told you that? Dowling? Nah, kiddo. All their gadgets are just revamped Project X designs. They were found in the old labs.
Project what?
The zone harbors many secrets scattered among the old bones. There were scientists here way before the Institute, even before the zone itself came into being.
Ah, so they're the ones that left us the goodies that we give to the ward. Take a seat.
You, don't like the ward?
The ward have no desire to conquer the zone. They want to extend the Institute up to its borders.
They want to turn the zone into a testing ground to meet mankind's insatiable needs. Darlin says it's all for the greater good of the mainland, but what does that really mean? It's perfect as is. People come to the zone to witness miracles.
Our future is technology, and the zone's miracles are nothing but trouble.
Trouble is what comes to those who exploit the zone. And I have a funny feeling there's more trouble to come.
You bet. And forget all that crap Darlin was spouting about a bright future. None of this is gonna end well. For any of us.
What do you want to achieve?
Zombies! Relax. This is the dark side of the zone. But there is another, the shining side. It's here all around us, but we cannot see it. I wonder what's out there. Eternal spring, the Klondike of artifacts, a new home, or our hearts, desires, but most importantly, no ward. We want the shining zone to reveal itself. For now, as far as we're concerned, oh shit. You're just a good guy. That's all I'm going to say. Or rather, I think that's all you are ready to hear. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Would you like some toast? I get it. You're angry. That's why you're not hungry. And couldn't care less about the troubles of others.
I've got enough troubles of my own, thanks. But good luck, I hope it works out for you.
Well, it was nice to get to know you. Thanks for your help. Spock has a good memory.
He's dead, they say. Destroyed. Lies, I tell you. They're all filthy, pathetic lies. You can't kill God, just like you can't get rid of the sky up above. You can go and hide from him, cower away in some musty hole in the ground, but that won't stop the wind from blowing or the rain from pouring. Crazy fanatics, they say. Murderers. Brave warriors, I tell you. His worthy children.
Stop brainwashing my men, Faust. You're only making it worse.
What could be worse than this? What have we become? Are you happy, Strider?
My boots are fine for the road I walk. There are more important things than happiness.
And what's that then? Backbreaking work? Hardship? That enduring sense of guilt? It didn't used to be like this. We were different. Part of something much greater. I was the Word, and you carried the banner of the Monolith.
We brought death. Against our will.
Well, now we're dying ourselves.
The fumes are killing us, as are the bullets of our vengeful enemies. How many brothers roam the zone to this day, lost and forgotten, forced to hide their past? We have to find them. We have to bring them to their safety.
By force? We all know about Wild Island. Everyone must make the choice for themselves.
And what will they find here? The meaning of life? Or a similar bunch of miserable wretches just like them who don't know what they want?
Strider saved us!
Yeah. And now, he's killing us. Once we were his children. And what are we now?
Men of free will, who choose their own way. You're living in the past, Faust. The monolith is dead. It's time to grow up.
You can't kill God. Just like you can't get rid of the sky up above.
Think again.
I am blind, but it is you who cannot see. Go cower in your hole in the ground. Hide from the past. Hide from his light. Hide from yourself.
Skif, do you have the Inductor?
Sure. I have it with me.
There's an old azimuth comp station not far from here. One day, after we find and mothball all that's left of Monolith, we'll destroy it. In the meantime, of course,
it's a good thing you have that inductor, Stalker. It can direct a signal. You'll need it later. But the station needs to be turned on first.
Azimuth was taken over by the Ward a little while ago. They have the access keys. I guess you can figure out what to do about them.
Looks like Faust is involved in this mess. Are you gonna do something about it?
You think I haven't tried to stop him, Skip? What am I supposed to do? Silence him? Lock him in his cell? People blame us because of our monolithian past. But Faust, he was one of the first people I brought here. We built Noon together. He cares for his brothers. He wants them to find happiness. Faust's got his own way of helping them. I might disagree with the path he has chosen, but that's no excuse to take away his freedom. Otherwise, what's the point of it all?
So I guess I'm going to Azimuth.
Wait a minute, Skif. This isn't just your concern anymore. Faust is my brother. That much is true. I still trust him. But if it turns out that he's going to hurt someone, Noon is not your enemy. And this is my proof. Keep it, Loner.
It's a good gun. Why would you give it to a stalker but wear a shell casing that matches it around your neck?
The gun is a gift for the future. As for the shell casing, it signifies the past. Do we understand each other? Noon is not Monolith. We make our own choices now.
did what you said. Return to Icarus. Get everything ready. It is time. Yes. Word of the Monolith. So it was you all along. Oh, Faust.
I wasn't the only one. Someone else on Azimuth finished the ward off before I got there. Foma was with them. He tried to kill me, Strider. I need to get to Icarus, and the sooner the better. Faust had a reason to leave the island just now.
Skif, if you find him, try to find out what he's up to. He's my brother. In the end, all his sins are also mine.
And doubling the dosage. These medications have a cumulative...
Captain, do it.
This is not the wisest course of action.
Expecting any help from you wasn't the wisest course of action. You've been here for 2 weeks and my men are only getting worse.
Sometimes we have to let the patient get a little worse in order to figure out what's wrong with him. I have the situation firmly in hand.
That's what worries me. Circa promised me the best expert in the field. Where is he? Who's going to tell me what happened to my men?
I am. But it'll take time. Have some patience, Captain. Your doctor has all the medications we need, and my devices are monitoring the situation. You will be the first to know.
Unless I lose my marbles myself first. That's it. I'm done waiting. You're dismissed, Doc. Stalker? How did you get in here?
One of your men is a rat.
One of my men? Bullshit.
I intercepted a message about a plot to sabotage Icarus. It was sent over an old frequency, a monolithian one. Just like the PDA the traitor used to communicate.
If it's old, we can trace it. I bet it's Krivenko. He puts his shitty gadgets all over the place, thinking we'd never put 2 and 2 together. Alright, here's the plan. I'll send my soldiers for a walk around the camp, just in case. You get rid of the antennas. They'll jam any direction finder.
What's the purpose of these antennas?
On paper, to monitor the level of anomalous exposure. As for what they really do, your guess is as good as mine. If not for the papers from Dalin, I'd toss Krivenko into the nearest anomaly myself. Then he can measure the exposure on his own ass till the cows come home.
Who's Krivenko? Why do you suspect him?
You just saw him. That circa rat. That bozo showed up as soon as my men started hearing things, with papers signed by Dalin himself. And I never even sent a request to Circa. He hasn't done a damn thing in 2 weeks other than set up his locators to monitor the situation. I trust my soldiers, but not those Circa crooks.
Wait for it, guys. Here's a good one.
I want to talk to Krivenko first.
Go ahead. And don't forget to talk to our quartermaster afterwards. He could spin a whole platoon's worth of briefs out of the wool Krivenko's gonna pull over your eyes.
A stalker at Icarus. These are desperate times indeed. How are you feeling? Any headaches? Dizziness, perhaps? I wish I had the proper equipment to read your Psi signature. Given the circumstances, it never hurts to have a control sample.
Psi signature? What's that?
How can I explain it in a way even a stalker could understand? Let's say it's like your brain's fingerprint. It's not quite a scientific explanation, but it gets the point across.
So what exactly is going on here anyway?
Psi exposure of unidentified origin and power, and unidentified consequences. Unidentified for now, but I'm working on it.
I've been informed that there's a traitor in the ward. He probably has Monolith connections. Can you help me find him?
Monolith? Impossible. I would have noticed for sure. But if you insist, let's run another check. I'll need up-to-date readings from the scanning antennas in order to find your traitor. Unless, of course, you are just imagining him. That's the order of the day around here.
How would your data help us figure out what's going on?
Don't get me wrong. I could explain everything, of course, but why bother? If you wanted to listen to my lectures, you'd be a scientist, not a stalker. Just bring the data to me, and I'll do what I was sent here to do.
Deal. I'll get your data.
It's a pleasure working with you, Stalker. Here's a recording device. Tell me if you start feeling unwell. Remember, I'm here to help.
I don't know who you are, Stalker, but you best run.
Clear. Skybase.
You good now, bro? That's what I thought. 2 close calls in a minute. Not cool. Fucking snorks, man. You were asking about clear sky. What do you want to know?
That night back at the old bridge, you stole my scanner and gave me a hell of a headache.
That's horseshit, man. I ain't been back at the old bridge in a long time. It's all Faust, man. Shit. I'm just a guide. I was only showing the way, all right?
Yeah? To Monolith.
It was a run-of-the-mill job where the customer's kind of shady, all obsessed with the monolith and shit. But I'm not in the business of killing stalkers.
But you are in the business with Faust.
He ain't that bad. Maybe a couple of screws loose, but here in the zone, don't exactly make him unique. Although, the whole blind thing, I think it's a crock of shit.
That's a pretty stupid take. Any others?
Oh, yeah. Lots. You, patch me up and I'll share everything.
Stop pretending and get up.
Sure. Ask away. I'll tell you whatever you want, then I'm out of here. I'm fucking done. Finita la comedia. Fucking swamps, man. I gotta deal with some bullshit every single time.
What is clear sky anyway?
It used to be a faction. They broke up a long time ago. I used to help them out here and there, fetching stuff, running errands. They paid and fed me well, so I never asked them what they were after. Now, Faust has taken over what's left of their base. He even somehow got around Kalencha's defenses. His men still need a guide, but he's walking around like he owns the place. Don't look at me like that. I don't get it either.
Why did you decide to work with Faust?
Because he paid me an artifact. Some military-grade weapons, too. Ward shit.
I even got a Gauss rifle. Sold it in the blink of an eye, although I should have auctioned it off. I don't know how he got to clear sky, or why I had to guide his men there and back. That's none of my business. Curiosity killed the cat, you know.
How do I get to clear sky?
I saved your life once, and now I just might save it again. Don't go there. Steer clear of that place.
I should have shot you after all.
Fine. If you want to die, be my guest. Here's a map. Professor Kalenchab set up some defenses when you left clear sky. You can't get through without this map. There are beacons on the map. You have to calibrate 4 of them to your signal. Then, you can get through the ruins in the swamps and into clear sky. Any other questions?
Who is this Kalancha guy?
A scientist. Very smart guy. He was a clear sky too. He knew things were going south. He's the one who gave me the map and told me all about the beacons. Then he took off without even saying goodbye. I guess he just couldn't stick around that base anymore. Not after everything that went down. I get it. Whatever Faust is doing there, at clear sky, it's like robbing a grave. A mass grave.
So what happened at the clear sky base?
We went to the center of the zone to stop Strelok, and I was the only one who made it back. You ever go back home just to find a place deserted and destroyed?
Yes.
Then you know there are some things you just can't fix.
How do those beacons work?
Professor Kalenchab mentioned something about them affecting the controlled anomalous psi field there on the clear sky base. But I never got into that stuff, even though I used to hang out with those clear sky scientists. If it works, good. If it doesn't, screw it. The point is, you can't get to clear sky without the map, and you have to recalibrate the beacons. Otherwise, you'll wander around the ruins until the cows come home. Unless you're Faust. Screw 'em.
All right, you're free to go.
I wouldn't go anywhere near that place if I were you. But I get the feeling you ain't gonna listen. I met a guy once who was as stubborn as you. He had a big-ass scar across his whole face, and crazy eyes, just like yours. How does the zone find guys like you? I ain't gonna wish you luck. You don't need it. So I, hope we never meet again.
Shot by loaders. Fire with a stone around his neck. Thrown off a cliff. Operation Monolith. Hanged. Torn apart by dogs. Killed. Missing. Pripyat. Killed. Dead. Wild Island. Missing. Alive. No information. Shot by loners. Died in an anomaly. Fire with a stone around his neck. Thrown off a cliff. Torn apart by dogs. Operation Monolith. Hanged. Alive but lost. Wait just a second, Skif. And the scanner is yours. I need to say my goodbyes. Farewell to our great past. Enemies, yes, but united by faith in one idea. For your kind, it was the wish granter. For us, the monolith. It spoke in many tongues, but everyone heard only what they wanted to hear. Repentance. Forgiveness. Not a chance. After a decade of silence, only hatred remains. The monolith has abandoned us to make us understand. Being alive. Just for pain. To be happy. Nothing else matters.
Stand aside. This is a restricted strategic facility. Unauthorized entry is prohibited.
I have an appointment with Dr. Dahlin. I brought the scanner.
You must be Skif. Head to the internal checkpoint. They'll direct you from there.
Is that him? Give it to me. We need to run compatibility tests. Check everything is all right. Oh, yes. Of course. You must be tired. Oh, here. Here's the key to my room. I'm sleeping in my study either way. Don't worry about your reward. You'll get it. In fact, someone would like to talk to you as soon as we've completed all the necessary tests. Have some rest, and get yourself cleaned up. My colleagues promised me a surprise for my birthday. I wish I knew what it was. Guess you'll have to tell me. Enjoy it! Come on! Really? Thank you. Come here. Please. I'd like to talk to you. I hope you had a good night's sleep, Skif. We're on the brink of the most important event in human history. And I want you to be there to witness it up close. After all, if you hadn't brought us the Alpha artifact, our artifact farm would still be looking for the key to the generators.
You can grow artifacts?
It's my primary project here. My pride and joy. We are capable of synthesizing artifacts that are identical to those that occur naturally within the zone. Regrettably, we were unable to replicate the Alpha artifact this way. But that doesn't matter anymore. We have the Alpha now. And it's all thanks to you.
What makes the Alpha artifact so special?
It possesses unique properties. The artifact is capable of converting electrical energy into a psi field. It's also incredibly rare. We've never found anything like it in the zone, nor have we been able to replicate it. And it's the only way to connect to the generators remotely.
The generators? What are those?
The zone doesn't just exist on its own. It possesses a center, a source. This source is located within the generators, an installation to the north of the CNPP. There's no way for us to get there, physically at least. However, we can establish a remote connection to the generators. That's where the Alpha comes into play. We can solve the energy crisis, reach the outer limits of the solar system, expand our horizons in the study of physics. Your discovery is going to change the world, Skif.
Confinement breach detected in the cryptobiology lab. Initiating Aegis protocol in Sector C. Please remain calm and have a nice day.
Damn. Aegis means an uncontrolled anomalous exposure. That means a shutdown for all labs. How are we supposed to test the Alpha now? Wait for a special dispensation from the Colonel? How long will it take? Even with all their gadgets, the ward can only handle anomalous phenomena in controlled lab environments. Against something like this, we're talking days, at least.
What kinds of toys?
Advanced weapons and ammunition. They've already been tested on live subjects. Seems like a misuse of our funding, if you ask me. Once we successfully establish a link to the generators, the zone will disappear, and none of this will be needed anymore.
At this rate, I'm gonna get bed sores from your penthouse couch. Maybe I can speed this up. Remember, the things I've seen in the zone were just as baffling and uncontrollable.
Are you suggesting we skip protocol and go full Stalker on this? It could work. Look for Dr. Krivenko. He's probably at the ARL now. The cryptobiology lab is his domain. He'll point you in the right direction. But remember, this anomalous exposure isn't your typical zone activity. Our emission protection system has never failed us before.
Do you know an anomaly has cropped up in cryptobiology? No? My colleagues over at ARL reviewed the footage, and they think it might be a spatial anomaly.
How often does this kind of emergency happen here?
Hardly ever. Our security protocols cover every scenario, so everything is always under control, especially when it comes to special projects.
What kinds of special projects?
That information is restricted to lab staff. Not even Dr. Dallin has the clearance to access it. So you don't have a prayer.
What are you working on? I'd like to know what's in store for me there.
Simply put, we are studying the zone's various harmful effects, along with ways to protect against them. I'm afraid you don't have the clearance for me to be any more specific than that.
Then how did the anomaly show up despite your security measures?
I have no idea. We have complete control over the appearance and behavior of the anomalies you see behind me. But that particular one developed outside the testing site. In theory, the Institute's emission defenses should have made it impossible. Maybe someone helped it manifest. Sabotage is the last thing we need right now.
All right, I'll go see what you've got there.
Here, take my gun. Korshunov issued these to all the lab managers, but I never thought anyone would actually need them. Professor Hermann once mentioned that anomalies like this one always have an entrance and an exit. The cause of its sudden manifestation must lie on the other side. Due to the Aegis protocol, the regular entrances to my lab are sealed. The only way in is through the ventilation system. You'll find the engineering entrance outside, near the ARL building. Please be careful around the specimens of local fauna in the lab. They are quite valuable to our research.
Don't worry, I won't leave you here. I feel like I owe you for that night. Besides, it looks like you've actually brought us the Alpha. This is my accomplishment, Skif, not Darlin's. The only thing that snot-nosed genius managed to achieve was watching the second Caribbean experiment. And that's precisely when anomalies and artifacts too began cropping up outside the zone.
So you knew my artifact was the Alpha all along. Then why the act?
Do you realize the odds that out of all the artifacts, yours was the one we were looking for? I wasn't even hoping for it. But even if I had, why would I tell you that you held the key to the future of humanity in your hands? This was supposed to be my triumph and mine alone. Not Darlin's, definitely not yours. Sorry.
The second Caribbean experiment? What's that?
Without the Alpha, Darlin's work was going nowhere. When he realized he couldn't replicate the artifact artificially, he resorted to drastic measures. He tried to repeat the Caribbean experiment. It was our first contact with the Noosphere, even before the zone came into being. That's when the first Alpha artifact appeared. I told him it was too risky, but our golden boy was willing to risk the entire world in the name of science. So how did it feel when all that progress came crashing down on your own doorstep?
My home was destroyed because of Dalin's experiment? And you knew about it the whole time?
What? Darlin failed to mention any outside events, and Korshunov conveniently left out who was responsible for your wild goose chase around the zone. Yes, Skif, I've been aware of this all along. And so have they. Every asshole in this place has an agenda of their own. At least I tried to help you. I warned you about the attack, remember? But that doesn't matter anymore, and I'm running out of time. I've reconfigured the bubble. It'll take you back to Circa. Then you can tell Darlin what you think about the price he paid for progress.
The anomaly in cryptobiology is gone. You took care of it after all. I wish all my colleagues kept their promises like you do. Please come see me. I have something for you. As a stalker, I'm sure you'll appreciate it.
As I was saying, we need someone who's already got certain qualities. Courage, persistence, endurance.
Any of my men will do.
Not quiet. We need someone who's already had a particular kind of experience in the zone. Basically, we need a stalker. The readings all match up. But to see it with my own eyes, that's something else. A scientific miracle. Alpha. Quarter of century ago, maybe even longer. The artifact that started it all.
It's still going strong, and not just in the zone.
You stalkers with your tall tales. You need to lay up the booze.
The second Caribbean experiment, you asshole! Tall tales, huh? Look at me! I lost everything back on the mainland, and you tell me to lay off the booze!
To the victor go the spoils. This experiment is not going to conduct itself. Stand down.
We had a simple choice. Sit back and just wait for another super emission, or take a chance at get control of the anomalous energy. And look, our gamble paid off. As for your home, you can blame the zone, not me.
Cool it, soldier. The second Caribbean experiment didn't go as planned. During the experiment, the group was attacked by Scar's saboteurs. They're local stalkers, a thorn in my side. And since they achieved what they set out to back then, you can be sure they'll keep trying to get in our way. You're blaming the wrong people, Skif.
Let's hope that this time, security will be your top priority. So, now that everyone has blown off some steam and is capable of having a civilized conversation, let's move on to the one truly important thing. Science. Do you want to know what's there? Behind the glass? It's the dream of every stalker. The wish granter. Also known as the Monolith. It's not a myth, nor is it a deity. It's a sea installation created by scientists from Project X. Instead of rusting away inside the sarcophagus, it's now here at the Institute.
So does this installation really grant wishes?
Well, it can show anyone exactly what they wish to see. A customized illusion of happiness. It's one of its built-in functions. But we're both adults, you and I. We realize that all those who come to the Wish Granter are already enthralled to their own illusions.
Why did you bring the monolith here? Wasn't one failed experiment enough for you?
Skif, please. Alpha artifacts are a source of power not only for the generators, but for other Project X installations as well, including those designed to create illusions. Monolith. If your Alpha artifact activates the Monolith now, we'll know it's genuine and can be used with the generators.
My people are trained for this. They will handle it.
The hell they will. It's my artifact. I'll be the one testing it.
Good job with the scanner. You know how to get what you want. That's a virtue. But you aren't able to control your own emotions. That's a vice. If you ever do something like that again, I won't be so understanding.
I found the person who killed your men in the Lesser Zone. It was Faust, a fanatic who believes in the monolith.
I got the report on Sterev, but Clear Sky, that's news to me. Pretty bad news. I'll look into it. Thank you for bringing them to justice.
Monolith fanatic. Project X had such crude methods.
Do you have any questions? We should get on with the test.
Let's begin.
Head down there. We'll monitor the situation from up here.
What did you see? What happened in the Monolith room?
Now, you're the one who's gonna tell me what the fuck is going on here. Whose memory did I just see? Why did the ward attack me? Wish granter my ass.
Calm down, Skif. Please. That was just a minor distortion. An illusion, nothing more. It's over now.
He's telling the truth, soldier. The installation has been shut down. You're safe.
It didn't seem like an illusion to me. It felt too damn real.
Yeah, illusions don't usually result in injuries.
Everything you saw was a figment of your imagination, Skif. Your actions, however, had an impact on your environment. That is the reason Zotov was injured, and you were not.
No one would have been injured if the illusions had been stopped sooner.
Shutting the installation down abruptly would have fried Skif's brain, irreversibly. I did all I could to avoid that outcome.
Was that another botched experiment, Doc?
I wouldn't call it that. I didn't foresee those sea vestiges, that's true. The Monolith showed you someone else's memory,
I never expected that. Who knew those tall tales had a basis in reality? But I was sure you'd be fine. It was impossible to calculate the safe level of psi exposure when the monolith was first created. But it's a different story now. I used the minimal configuration, see? You're safe and sound, and despite some unpleasant side effects, everything went well. The Alpha artifact worked. We can begin the experiment.
Are you planning to use the Wish Granter again?
Why would we do that? It's a relic of the old zone, a distraction for those who managed to enter the sarcophagus. But Circa doesn't need that. We have the ward to protect us. Besides, even in its prime, this ancient hunk of junk never functioned as intended. The last thing I need right now is Circa fanatics, thank you very much.
What are you going to do if the connection is successful? How are you going to use the anomalous energy?
Circa will become the very thing you stalkers saw in the monolith. Except, we'll grant wishes for real, and we'll do it for all mankind. The Earth will have an inexhaustible source of energy. We will reach the outer limits of the solar system. We will work wonders.
Are you sure it's safe connecting the artifact to the generators?
There are certain risks, of course. But inaction would be far more dangerous. We must take control of the zone's anomalous energy before disaster strikes. When we connect to the generators, the zone will be eliminated, and the anomalous energy will finally start serving the needs of mankind.
Yes?
I'm waiting for the Stalker, Colonel.
Got it. He'll be there. Go to the projection room, Skif. She's waiting for you. Good luck.
Skif! Thank God you're here. If only Darlin had listened to me, I wouldn't have to cheat. You know that's true. Tell her. I'm begging you.
Your friend is a strange kind of scientist, Skif. He'll have secrets more than discoveries.
He's no friend of mine.
Skif!
That makes sense. People need more than just a couple of days to really become friends. You need to trust one another, share your secrets. Like the fact that someone stole the scanners from Circa, just because he was so envious of Dr. Dolly. And guided by his co-conspirator Faust, he insisted on murdering every last witness, including you, of course.
I can explain everything.
There's no need to repeat yourself, Professor. This man almost got you killed. So it's up to you to decide his fate.
Let him go.
Professor Hermann, you may go.
Skif! Thank you. Thank you.
Professor, you forgot something.
Goodbye.
Yevhen Martinenko, 25 years old. Born in a small town, loved a good book, but preferred a good fight. Served in the army, upon returning home was engaged in risky part-time jobs. No real friends, no family, just lonely evenings in front of the TV. A while ago he came home to find his place in ruins. You've been through a lot, Yevhen. Cigarette? After the fire at those apartments, everyone rushed to seek help from officials. But not you, Yevhen. in your search for the truth, you had the courage to enter this zone. Perseverance is an admirable quality, and you've got heaps of it. That's why we can thank you, and you alone, that the scanner is back at Circa. The zone is extremely dangerous to the outside world. But thanks to you, we will soon have its power under control. And in the meantime, you can return to the mainland and move into a beautiful new house.
Sounds great.
You deserve it.
But I want to be there for the experiment. Bread was promised. Now it's time for circuses.
Dr. Dallin speaks highly of you, but the experiment requires top-level security. Although, perhaps you could help us in this matter. Someone's planning to stop us, right? Stop us getting what we deserve.
I can't help you. Sorry.
Skif, come in. Are you there yet? See if you can get to the labs and find out about the monolith. I'm counting on you, Stalker.
Someone's taking advantage of you again, Yevhen.
Yeah. And you aren't?
Strider has nothing to offer you in return, unlike us. Find him. Ask him to lay down his arms. No war because should begin with bloodshed.
Minimizing autopsy levels.
0 coulombs on the Kniazinski scale.
Who's that? Huh? What's he doing here?
Stabilizing bed up, see?
A stalker? Here?
Resonance eliminated.
Scanning for tau presence.
Done. None detected.
Performing visual analysis. No damage detected.
Azimuth. Router ready. Block 5.
Waveguide ready.
Scala.
Gateway open. X11. Awaiting connection.
Keep your hands up where I can see them!
Are you nuts? Put it away!
Scala here. Request for sync phase received.
Dallin, no! This is the last one. The threat has been eliminated. No! No!
Connection! I barely slept during all those years of preparation. Maybe perhaps just a couple of hours here and there on that awful couch. Thank you again for your help, Skif. As of today, the zone will be gone along with all our fears. You'll go back to your new home. Strider will return to his island. And I'll finally be able to sleep in the bed. With a real pillow, peacefully. With no dreams. Because all the dreams have come true.
Biaxial array.
Yes, sir.
Potentials.
Nominal.
Synchronize!
Kaymanov sync phase detected.
Yes, I was right, I knew it!
Skif, can you hear me? Skif, you have to get to the data center right now. There's a flash drive there with the Institute's entire archive on it. It is crucial that you retrieve it.
Colin, I need to.
I need that flash drive. It contains the telemetry data from the experiment. I have to see it. I have to find out what went wrong. I can't trust anyone else with it, Skif. Here are the coordinates. Please go. Hurry.
Killed him, right? That mercenary? What was it? He left to get some water. Said he'd waterboard me until I told him everything.
What did that walk guy want from you?
They were looking for the source of the signal, I guess. But I have no idea who they're working for.
How did you end up here at Quiet's camp?
After the signal, they all packed up and left. Didn't even bother to check my bunker. So I decided to warn everyone off the island. I needed a powerful radio. I knew Quiet had one.
What happened to Noontide?
After you left the island, first, Striders showed up, put together a small team. Dudney, Horse, a few others, and he ordered the rest to defend the island. He said the ward would never forgive him for what he was about to do. But if he didn't, there'd be no more noontide. So they left. And then there was the signal, and I can't get there, for the monolith cries out of my head.
Where did that signal come from?
Somewhere deep inside the shelter. I'm sorry I can't give you an exact location. My equipment didn't last long under that exposure, just like the noontiders. One thing's for sure, a blast that powerful doesn't just happen. There must be a device. Something from the monolith's past, probably. There's a problem, though. The vents at the shelter don't work. Underground rooms are filled with toxic waste gas. This place is already falling apart without horrors.
How did a monolithian device end up in the shelter? Strider always tried to keep that stuff away from Noontide.
I can only think of one person. Faust. You know how much he clung to the past. I couldn't stand those sermons of his.
So I gotta fix the ventilation system to reach the source.
That's right. Horrors just started working on it. I think he even ordered some parts from Quiet before he left. I've got his notes. You can have them. Core's had everything planned out, so you'll have no trouble figuring it out. One more thing. Right now, you can only get underground from outside the base, to the northeast. After you're done with the vents, head there. 8. Alphabet. Saba. Machine. Are you there? They weren't on the island when the signal hit. Maybe they weren't affected. All right, let's see what you've got.
You were right. It's some kind of device. Do you know what it is?
An emitter. It was used to control the monolithians. When linked to the X network, it transmits commands on a Psi frequency that no monolithian can resist. I've never seen one of these intact before, but I've come across some of the components. I even repurposed a few for extracting energy from the waste here.
Where did those parts come from?
Honestly, smuggling. Strider didn't approve of that sort of thing, so I had to use some old Stalker connections. One of them, a guy named Scar, managed to get what I needed.
Do you know how many of those emitters are out there? Did Faust mention anything?
Good thinking. After Azimuth, Strider asked me to listen to the old monolithian network chatter again. I did come across a peculiar message. Faust told his men to reach out to their brother Sukin about the Sphere mission. I assume he was referring to another emitter. But how did he get so many? Then again, if I found the components, nothing stopped him from doing the same. Does that mean I had a hand in this? That Monolith's return is my doing? And Faust's?
What are you gonna do now, Professor? Wild Island isn't safe anymore.
Where would I go? This place is my home. Noontide's home. Only the dead have no hope. That's what Horrors used to say. He was right. He was right all along.
Oh, fuck. It's you. Mr. Client. Didn't expect to see you again. What the hell are you doing here?
How did you make it out alive?
I kept quiet and stayed low. I thought I'd wait it out, but there was no fucking way. Those damn lunatics were playing by the book. Started sweeping the whole place.
Korshunov sent me. They detected a Psi radiation spike here. Do you know why?
It was all Sukhin. The motherfucker brought me some kind of gizmo. He was like, fix it up. It'll make our maps more accurate. Did I get a say? I'm at the bottom of the totem pole here. I do what I'm told. Who'd have thought it'd turn his brain to mush?
What kind of gizmo was it?
Some kind of emitter. I didn't ask for the details. Just installed it in the sphere like he told me to. That's it.
Is Sukhin alive? Where is he?
He's a fucking rat, and rats don't die easy. After the psi radiation hit and we were busy duct taping our brains back together, the son of a bitch opened the gates for his noon buddies. Then he holed up at the sphere while those fuckers massacred everyone. For the Monolith.
Is there a way to get to the sphere unnoticed?
Not really, but you can always cut the power. There's a breaker nearby. Flip it, and the sphere goes dark. And hey, take a look around Sukhin's office while you're at it. He was always a shitheel, taking bribes like there was no tomorrow. He ain't gonna need any of his stuff now. And thanks, by the way. You saved my ass again.
The programming of Noontiders and other ex-monolithians. But their psi immunity has been compromised ever since Project X. I can't yet say how dangerous it is for regular people.
But it is safe to say you're a fucking failure, darling. Well, I guess it runs in the family. Remind me, why did you save this little sack of shit from X11? And do you really think all this technobabble is gonna save your ass now? I should have kicked Dahlon's bullshit out of you a long time ago.
So you want me to dump it down for you? Fine. Here. See this mesh? The emitter is like the Duga, but in miniature. The Duga can be used to amplify psi radiation. It's powerful enough to transmit another signal and destroy the psi immunity of everything and everyone in the zone.
What? Some kind of brain scorcher?
In theory, yes. Only 10 times as powerful. That's just a rough estimate, of course.
Son of a bitch. You just want to do another experiment, don't you? Here we go again with your daddy issues. He can't stand to live in his father's shadow. Poor boy. Well, your old man also went to great lengths and ended up betraying the board and destroying everything. Oh, he was really pleased with himself, yeah? Until he got shot. You were hired to fix the problems on this project. But now, the Institute lies in ruins, and my men are dead! What are you gonna fuck up next, Dahlon?
But I succeeded.
The doctor is right, Colonel. He did succeed. The Alpha artifact has been found. Project X's network is restored and functioning. The Institute's mission has been accomplished. We may have underestimated Strider, but that's not Dahlon's fault. Something else is going on here. Something we don't know about yet. But I'm sure the Ward is perfectly capable of dealing with these issues. Everyone needs to be on top of their game right now. Our goal is within reach.
You heard everything, Skif. Now let's not waste any more time.
Wait, Colonel. Skif, the flash drive from the Circa archives. Do you have it?
Yes.
I hope that's the end of it, Dahlon. Let's get down to business.
Thanks for the gear, Colonel.
You're welcome. You earned it. I hope this isn't the last time. I'm not like Dahlan. I don't make empty promises. If you're fighting by my side, you won't go into battle without the essentials.
You think Monolith poses a real threat to the entire zone?
If they manage to establish a foothold at the Dugas, it will pose a grave threat indeed. However, the Ward has a tactical advantage. I know all about their typical MO, and they don't know anything about mine.
So, how are you planning to take the Dugas?
This time, I'm going to harness the full power of the Ward. My vanguard is already scouting the area. But you belong with the main force. Captain Senkevich will brief you on the details when you get to your position.
Thanks for retrieving the flash drive, Skif.
It was on the way. What went wrong at the Institute? Have you figured out what caused the signal?
The telemetry data on the flash drive we brought will give us a clear picture. However, it's already evident that external interference was involved. Someone other than us had access to Azimuth Station's router and tampered with its operation. As a result, the attempt to establish connection to the generators failed, triggering the defense protocol and restarting the Monolith program.
Tell me about the Dugas. Do you think Monolith has any plans for it?
The Dugas is a former military facility, or at least, that was its original purpose. Its function has evolved since the creation of the zone. It now serves as both a control facility and a communication relay station. Of course, the Monolith isn't after our comms. Their goal is to use the Dugas to tap into the minds of pretty much everyone in the zone. That's their plan, I believe.
So, your father was a scientist who worked on Project X?
Not just any scientist. He was the head of the team that conducted the experiments to contact the Noosphere. They eventually came to be known as Sea Consciousness. The experiment spiraled out of control and... well, they're essentially responsible for the emergence of the zone. See you later.
I've received a report, Skif. Faust and his doppelgangers. Is it true? Did you witness this firsthand? And why has the Colonel gone silent?
I think Korshunov's dead. Lots of others, too. And yes, I saw Faust's doubles with my own eyes.
Oh, this is bad. This is very, very bad. I'll look for any records regarding... along my Nux advice. I'm going to need your assistance. Gets to STC Malachite. There might be someone there who's heard about a phenomenon like this. We need all the information we can get. I'll reach out to you if I find anything substantial on my end. Well, there was hardly anything useful in our archives. Just a reference to research on so-called phantoms within a specific range, see radiation. I suggest you speak with Professor Ozersky, the head of Malachite. He's known for his forays into pseudoscience, but he's been studying the zone for a long time. He might have some insights.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Professor Ozersky, the director of STC Malachite. If you intend to remain at the center, please avoid interfering with our work and treat all visitors with courtesy and respect. My colleagues frequently require Stalker assistance to retrieve artifacts or conduct field experiments. Should you prove yourself capable, you may be entrusted with such assignments.
Tell me about Malachite.
STC Malachite is the only place where we study the zone as it is. Here, No theory is labeled eccentric, and no field experiment is considered unnecessary. Even the smallest detail may hold the key to comprehending the fundamental patterns of the zone. Admittedly, those snobs at Circa mock our research, call it pseudoscience. But why listen to shallow pricks whose narrow-mindedness obstruct their own quest for truth?
I'm looking for information about the Phantoms. A monolithian called Faust conjured doubles of himself during a fight. I want to know how this is possible.
And I want to never have to hear about the subject again. But I suppose you're luckier than I am. The doubles you witnessed are induced illusions caused by Psi influence within the Tau range. This Faust fellow appears to be employing older Psi consciousness technology. Psi consciousness were the ones who extensively researched induced illusions and their impact on humans. Have you heard about the Wish Granter? That's their handiwork.
Where can I meet the Psi consciousness scientists? I need to learn more about their technology.
You're a few years too late. Psi consciousness ceased to exist in 2012 following the demise of all of its members. A stalker who goes by Strelok managed to reach the generators after deactivating the Wish Granter. Then he gunned down Psi consciousness. Evidently, he didn't take kindly to being used as a guinea pig.
Psi consciousness? That rings a bell.
It was a faction of idealistic scientists from Project X. They aspired to cleanse the noosphere of the dark manifestations of human nature, to make the world perfect. However noble their intentions may have been, their execution was rather poor. In June 2006, a decade after the discovery of the noosphere, they tried to establish an unauthorized connection to it. The experiment spiraled out of control, leading to the emergence of the zone. It now serves as a warning about the perils of impulsive scientific endeavors.
I want to know more about induced illusions.
Malachite doesn't have any files on this research, but I know of a place where you might be able to find them. Fortunately, the X network is up and running again. There's an abandoned mirror facility nearby. It was used to study induced illusions until 2008. If you can restart it and reconnect the mirror to Malachite, I could look for the information you need.
What exactly do I need to do?
Two things. Activate the visual projection center and calibrate the communication antenna. Mind you, configuring the antenna might require specific conditions. The older the equipment, the harder it is to set it up properly. I advise you to find an operations manual for the facility's engineering team and follow its guidelines to the letter.
You want to chat? We're just having a few drinks, and then he gone stage.
I need to find some people. Zersky mentioned you might be able to help me with that.
You're making some friends, I see. Ozerski is a man with a heart of gold. When he's not being pain in the ass, anyway.
You seem pretty popular yourself. Are you some kind of recruiter? Bringing folks to Strider, mingling with scientists, cozying up to Scar. And you keep popping up wherever I go, too.
Must be the zone's will. Nah, there's a plenty of recruiters here without me. By the way, there's that stalker who showed up after the signal, Strelok. Ever heard of him? He's a legend around here. I hear he's putting together a new crew. He doesn't like what's going on in the zone and he wants to shake things up.
How can I find this Strelok guy?
Nah. I might have said too much already. Either the zone's gonna help you, or Strelok will find you himself. But I don't think you two would hit it off right now. He wouldn't appreciate you being chummy with the war and trying to make the zone disappear. He doesn't trust or cooperate with anyone. Can you really blame him?
You're asking the wrong guy. I found folks I could team up with. I wouldn't last long without them. Speaking of which, do you know anyone on this list?
I know one of them, Dvupalov. He's a real grump when he's sober, which Thankfully, isn't often. He's usually holed up in his old hideout and doesn't entertain visitors. If you want to talk to him, you'll need to bring him a collar from a mutant. He used to do some research with the collars and now he just collects them. Talk about sentimental.
Do you know where I can find mutants with those collars?
Sure. I'll even share the coordinates. But keep in mind that Dvupalov's been collecting these collars for a while now. The less dangerous mutants are all gone. Only the nasty ones are still out there. Looks like you made it and got the collar, so you're good to go to Dvupalov. I've tagged the location of his hideout for you. You should be able to get there just fine. If he asks you for a password, just say the leash.
Thanks for the tip. I gotta go.
Safe travels.
Hand it over. You're new around here, aren't you? Or have I just forgotten you? I had an assistant I'll never forget, Nightingale. He was a delight to work with and a great drinking buddy. It's a shame he's gone. Think you can fill his shoes?
I wasn't planning to. I'm here about...
I know what you're here about. The first ones in the house. But we'll enjoy it right here on the spot. You can fetch the bottle from my lab. It's just down. All right. Let's sample the goods. Let's have one. And then we can talk about what, where, and how much. Here's to the start of our partnership.
All right. Here's to our partnership.
Not even a flinch, huh? That sort of bravado is gonna impress me. When you're drinking, you've gotta put your heart into it. So, where are we? How about another one?
Let's toss another one back.
You're definitely not a grad student. That's a good thing. About those scholars, leave them out next time. The shop's closed. What's the point of stocking up on collars if I don't have a leash? It was a promising project, sure. But it's time to bid it farewell. Bottoms up, Stalker.
I'm interested in a different project. The controller. You were a part of it.
The last thing I need is another Sherpa pestering me. That grad student is obsessed with the subject. The idea of blissful ignorance is utterly beyond him. That means I could use another drink. After the third shot of my elixir, even the most hopeless souls can start to grasp the basics of abstract thinking. Then we can talk for real. So what do you say? You down for a few more drinks, or maybe just one for the road?
Let's have another one. Sure.
To abstract thinking.
Yeah.
If man is the measure of all things, then the measure of a man is 3 shots of this magic vodka. So go ahead, ask your questions while I'm feeling charitable.
How do you destroy phantoms and defeat someone who can create induced illusions?
Seen double, eh? You probably just had some bad vodka. Try some of mine. It's good for more than just keeping radiation at bay.
When I saw the man who created those phantoms, I was stone cold sober.
Ha ha ha. And I was stone cold sober when I saw evidence that it was impossible. But who am I to forbid you from living in a world of illusions? If you're really so eager, drag your ass to X5. That's where the whole three-ring circus used to be. Try to find a blueprint for the suppressor. It's out to help you. I'm all out of vodka anyway. Come on. I'll give you the key card. Why, you're light on your feet, Stalker. You can hang on to this one. You've earned it. You went after that artifact like a bullet from a gun. Seems like I gave the keycard for X5 to Sherpa after all. That's why I hate teetotalers. The bastard must have caught me in a good mood. Anyway, if you want the suppressor, you need to talk to that boring grad student yourself. He's over in Agroprom, staying close to X5. And now for the fourth choice, the happiest of them all.
The Stalker, he's back. Those papers I mentioned, do you have them?
Where are your manners, young man? You won't even offer a man a shit and pour him a cold one?
Here. I don't want to be anywhere near these things.
This is... Yes! This is it! At last!
There's nothing exciting in there anyhow. I've told you before, young man, if even my own work can end in failure.
Faust wasn't exactly a failure, in a way. Haven't you heard? He tapped into the X network, brought the Monolith back, and caused a bloodbath all over the zone.
So he's your project? The abilities you incorporate?
Shut up! I knew I was right all along. So that bunch of old farts in pots haven't given up on my research. Hooking him up to the Monolith was a stroke of genius. And I told them that the only way to create a true controller is to preserve his capacity to think, to feel, and make decisions. Sure, right now the choices he's making don't align with what the Ward, the NDST, or anyone else had in mind. But I did succeed.
The MDST? What's that?
The scientists from Project X who, unlike me, were eager to continue their research even after it was officially shut down. It appears they were the ones who made the controller project a reality. Officially, they had no funding or approval to proceed. However, C Consciousness wasn't content with merely creating the zone. They were determined to safeguard a pitiful existence. That's why they needed the Monolith. And later on, Faust and his abilities.
Why did you create Faust?
The mutants turned out to be far too unpredictable, useless, and downright dangerous. The aim was to mold them into obedient soldiers. The Liege had some success with more primitive tools. But I believed we were on the wrong path. The error, I thought, lay in the very design of the controllers. Without consciousness and human empathy, their Psi abilities were pitiful. Faust demonstrated this vividly, but masterful tools necessitate much more precise fine-tuning.
Who is Faust now? What have you turned him into?
We granted him the abilities of a controller mutant. But I'm convinced that Faust has retained his humanity. See, there's no more Project X, no C consciousness, no MDST to protect. He wasn't being directed by a program. He initiated this of his own free will. I believe the monolith became an idea to him. Give a man an idea he can grasp, and he'll do much more than he would ever do coerced. I've always said that it works better than any leash.
I found the suppressor. Can you install it?
All right. I almost forgot the reason you're here. All the work I did. It's all become meaningless. You're going to kill Faust.
A lot of good soldiers died because of him.
Soldiers killing other soldiers. It's a tale as old as time. Why should I care? I've provided you with a weapon to use against Faust. It's up to you to find someone to install it. You're as much of a fool as I am if you think you can set things right. The controller project was abandoned, and yet Faust endures. Monolith disappeared, and now it has returned. Go ahead and kill Faust, Stalker. It won't change a thing. You'll
rest and recuperate. My men died getting your asses out of Circa. I damn near died at the Duga, and now you're telling me to rest?
I'm afraid there's nothing else I can do for you right now.
You've been promising me Class 5 sea protection for years!
Colonel, sir, no one expected the small Dugat to...
No one, huh? My men are still lying out there, and I can't even bury them!
At least you didn't share their fate.
What?
We selected soldiers and studied them in order to understand how Psi immunity works, but this procedure had a side effect we weren't expecting. Loss of protection against targeted Psi exposure.
What the hell does that mean?
We have created Class 5 protection as promised, but it only works for you, Colonel.
Get out of here! Golly, you bastards! Stand down!
Those monolithians. Their fight like it's their last stand. Die happy. Faust could be envied. Huh? I'm good. Hold on. What's the deal with the bromine factory?
We found a depleted emitter, Colonel.
Who's that, Skinny? Get the Malachite on the double.
find out what's going on.
Why? Please don't. What's going on? Tell me.
Shut up. For once in your damn life, just shut the fuck up. Class 5C protection, you little shit. My soldier's blood is on your hands.
I had no idea. I swear, Colonel, if...
Shut your mouth. What have you got, Skif?
Ozerski wanted me to get the mirror facility online. It could be important.
I need to see Ozerski, Colonel. I have to talk to him in person. You can trust...
You'll go with my men. Now get out of here.
I know how to take Faust down. But I'll need some help from a tech.
You'll have all the help and equipment you need. Get it done, Stalker. I know you can.
We had to mobilize all of our forces. Had to pull Dvupalov from the chemical plant. We've got a lot to do. If you need some time to prepare, let me know. If you're ready, I'll bring you up to speed.
I'm listening.
Our objective is the Dugas. Judging by our findings at Promin, Faust can activate it even remotely. We need to destroy this contraption before it scorches the brains of everyone in the zone. You'll take the underground route. Almost zero chance of running into monolithians there. They know our troops wouldn't risk going through mutants and anomalies. Get to the lesser Dugas and plant the explosive device. My men will do the same at the other side of the facility. Any questions?
Let's get started.
Excellent. Head over to the checkpoint and find the tunnel. I'll guide you through it over the radio, so stay in touch. As for Faust, I'll let you know when we track him. We'll take it from there. Best of luck, Skif. I'm counting on you.
The fight is over. A mortal dies, yet the soul endures. Welcome to the subtle world. Take a seat, Skif. We have a lot to talk about. What time of day would you choose for an intimate conversation?
I've always liked dawn. What a fascinating show.
Much of the zone is not what it seems.
What the hell did you unleash upon us?
You know more than I do. Envoy of the Monolith.
What?
You stood by his side, carrying out his will, and now you've come for me. I have angered him. And that is why you are here, seeking revenge and a reward.
I don't get it. I just want to reclaim what I've lost.
That makes two of us.
Is that so?
Some come to the zone to make money. Others come looking for miracles. Many just want to find happiness, you know? A way to feel real and alive again. But have you ever met anyone who was truly happy?
What do they look for if the miracles don't satisfy them? The monolith brought joy to a chosen few. But I've decided that all stalkers in the zone deserve better.
How generous of you.
I've been here before. Once. A long time ago. When I was a stalker. Looking for an adventure. I took just one awkward step. And my whole world plunged into darkness. But in the end, it was I who gained true sight, while the others kept stumbling around in the dark, searching for invisible wonders. The monolith showed me the zone for what it truly is.
Is this the real sum?
Define reality. The zone is what you consider it to be. I have shown you how I see it. Walk your own path, and you will come to see the zone in your own way. Such is the will of the monolith.
Skif, it's Dallin. I heard you dealt with Faust personally. Is that true? Are you alright?
Yes.
Great to hear. Skif, I have a favor to ask. Please search Faust's body and collect everything you find on him. It's extremely important. I'll be waiting for you at Lab Act 17. The Colonel's squad paid a visit to the Clear Sky base, and they didn't come back empty-handed. You'll get all the details when next we meet.
When did you find it? I guess it's buried under that giant pile of reports no one ever bothered to read.
All right, Zorski. Do I look like an idiot too?
That's Professor Ozersky, if you don't mind. And I think you know my answer to that question. As for the visiograph, we haven't actually tested it yet.
What? You discovered the device from Project X, and you haven't even tried to activate it?
We followed your instructions to the letter, Dr. Dahlin. We used the technical drawings to assemble the components, then waited for the green light from the Institute. I sent you several requests, and
If I didn't know you as well as I do, I might think you did this on purpose. You fucking rat! Colonel.
Listen, Colonel. I can explain everything.
Colonel. Colonel.
Colonel.
You two, follow me. Great job, Skif. The last few stragglers won't cause any more trouble here.
What do you think of that visiograph projection? The representative... Was he real? Or just some kind of hologram?
It's all smoke and mirrors. Just another sea-consciousness trick. Our focus should remain on the real threat, Scar and his gang.
As for me, I'm not certain of anything anymore. Strelok's report indicates that he spoke to sea consciousness in the Monolith control bunker. But at that point, those scientists were still alive. Today's events, though, I can't explain them. But I'm not ready to agree with the Colonel that it's all just a trick.
Darling, your father was a part of C consciousness. Did the representative remind you of him in any way?
I can't say. I'm not sure. It all happened so quickly. If I had a bit more time...
No. You won't spend a moment on this nonsense until we reach the generators. We have more important matters to attend to than dealing with C consciousness hocus pocus.
But what if it isn't just hocus pocus?
You just got to Malachite, and you're already diving into pseudoscience. I didn't expect you to question your own expertise so quickly, Doctor.
All right. What's the next move?
We fucked up our chance to establish a remote connection to the generators from X11. Now, we have to find a way to get there directly through Dead Valley. There's only one man who's ever made it to the center of the zone and come back with his mind intact. Strelok.
This Strelok seems to be the zone legend. Is he really that tough?
He did what no one else could. There were rumors that he's recently returned to the zone. I tried to track him down shortly after we moved to the chemical plant, but to no avail. He used to lead this group, Fang, Ghost, and the Doctor. The first two are dead, but they say the Doctor's hiding in the Red Forest. He's something of a legend, too. A very elusive guy. But it's all just hearsay. The Doctor is a man like any other. If you find him, we might have a shot at finding a safe route to the generators. Best of luck.
Stalker, what are you doing here? Ah, it hurts.
I'm looking for the Doctor.
We were looking for him too, but he got to us first. We were sent here to track down the Doctor. I told Wolfhound not to take the job. We don't even know the client. I figured we'd be safe here, with all these anomalies and radiation around. But he just plowed right through, you know? The Geiger's off the charts, and he's just strolling around.
Who are you working for?
I have no idea. Nobody's ever seen the guy, and his jobs always turn out bad. He sent my pal to Wild Island after Circa went kaboom. Never heard from him again. We should never have taken this job. Bad call.
Who is he?
The Doctor. It was him. He's the one who took out those hunters, then came gunning for us. He knew we were onto him. I couldn't do anything. He dropped two of our guys with a sniper rifle. Bang, bang, gone. And then he walked right through the radiation. I put 2 rounds in him, and the guy didn't even blink. Next thing I knew, he was right up in my face, point blank. I've used up all my medkits. I'm not gonna make it, am I?
Here, take this. It'll help.
Thanks, Lona. I hope the guys get back soon.
Alpha team, we checked.
He didn't kill them by choice. The Monolith guided him to hunt me with live bait. And I won't let you finish him. Enough deaths.
So, this is what the real Doctor looks like.
Do you know him? This Monolithian?
Strider. His name's Strider.
That's a good name. An honest name. You were looking for the Doctor. Well, you found him. Now what do you want from me?
So, it was him who killed the mercenaries and hunters.
They were bait. A way to catch my attention.
But you hadn't helped them.
How many lives can a dead doctor save? Sometimes you need to make small sacrifices so you can save more lives later.
Is he going to make it?
I've treated worse injuries, even on monolithians. Especially on monolithians.
He spilled a lot of blood to get here. His own, and other people's.
And so did you, I imagine. I'm aware of what he's done, but he's injured and needs help. That's all that matters to me.
I'm looking for any information about Strelok. I know you two have some history.
I doubt Strelok's figured out how to bring the dead back to life. So it's up to us to help Strider. Everything else can wait.
You think there's still a chance to help him?
In a way, Strider's fortunate to be a monolithian. There's something that can help men like him, but not us. I've marked a former monolithian hospital on your PDA. If they've tapped into the old stashes, you might find a regenerator there. Along with the monolithians themselves, of course. I'd ask you to spare the wounded and keep them alive. But it's your call, Stalker.
A regenerator? What's that?
A creation of sea consciousness. It helps the monolithians to heal even the most grievous injuries and get radiation out of their bodies faster. Unfortunately, it only works on those who lack resistance to external control after being completely stripped of sea immunity. Trading one's freedom for the chance to wander through the CNPP during an emission is a devil's bargain. But no one asked their opinion on the matter.
I've heard that you treat both humans and mutants. Why?
Because none of them are responsible for what's going on here. Not the Stalkers, not the mutants, not even the monolithians. And also because everyone has to pay their dues someday.
Why are you so concerned about his life?
Because it's the only thing we truly possess. No matter how bad we believe it to be. Now go. Don't waste any more time.
How long did you know each other?
Not long. I met him on Wild Island, back when he was still human.
He was someone who had everything taken away from him. His past, his ability to fight back, even his name.
We go to great lengths to cover up our mistakes.
What do you mean, Doctor?
After years of work, a group of scientists managed to tap into the Noosphere, the Earth's informational field, an achievement comparable at best to the conquest of space. It was a turning point not just for science, but for the fates of the human race. However, as with all people, each of my colleagues was truly interested in only one person: himself. They began to dream of worldwide fame, of laurels crowning their bald, shiny heads. Naturally, the truth couldn't come out about secret laboratories, brutal experiments, and other such dubious undertakings. It was out of the question. And so, they all got carried away with their dream of a perfect world. You know how the saying goes, great minds think alike, though fools seldom differ. And lo and behold, what do we have decades later? The zone, in our image, after our likeness.
You were there, right? For the Sea Consciousness Project?
I was once as deluded as they were, but my doubts soon outweighed their confidence. And so when the experiment took place, one of the pods was left empty. The eighth one, or rather, the first, Dr. Kaymanov's pod. My pod. And so you've solved yet another mystery of the zone, Stalker. Perhaps the most unsettling one. Dr. Kaymanov. Pleased to meet you.
There was an eighth pod.
The human brain is too frail to handle a direct connection to the Noosphere on its own. In order for it to work, we required 8 participants in pods filled with a specific solution. I was supposed to be in one of those pods, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Valentine reproached me for my lack of courage. But given how things turned out, I was actually too daring. In the end, what we got wasn't control over the Noosphere, but rather the zone itself. The lesser of two evils, if you ask me.
Thanks for your help. Whatever happened to life is the only thing we truly possess.
Frankly, choosing between the two of you wasn't easy. Wasn't my first time, but it only gets harder over the years. But if you don't make the choice, someone else will make it for you, and it usually ends up being worse. I'm not fond of thinking for others, or giving advice, but I get the feeling Strider would approve of the choice I made, however strange it might sound.
The scientists you mentioned, Sea Consciousness, they're still alive.
No, that can't be. Strelok dealt with them back in 2012.
I spoke to the representative through the visiograph in Malachite. They still exist in some kind of form called subtle matter.
Subtle matter? But that's impossible! That means it's still going on.
Why did you refuse to get in the pod?
Because I've always held on to my belief in humanity. My colleagues, on the other hand, advocated for fixing it through the Noosphere, purging it of darkness. How could I consent to such a notion? How could I permit them to rob all of humanity, not just of its ability to act freely, but even to think independently? Everything dark and light about us is a result of our own choices. The Zone was born in a place of tragedy and horrific experiments, but I believe in a different zone. A zone open to everyone.
What do you know about subtle matter?
It was a theory developed by Valentin Darlin, the leader of sea consciousness. Apparently, he's now become the image of the representative. Back in the day, he ridiculed my calculations regarding the existence of the Noosphere, while I firmly believed that subtle matter was unscientific. In the end, I turned out to be right. But if he was also close to the truth, that changes everything. According to his theory, subtle matter can preserve a reflection of a person's mind, their personality. If you're implying the representative is real, that means they actually succeeded.
Before me, Strelok was the only one who'd spoken to the representative. That was back in 2012, before Sea Consciousness died. Strelok managed to reach the center of the zone and return unscathed.
Then Strelok probably knows more about subtle matter than I do, along with the sea technologies that Sea Consciousness has mastered during their 6 years of frenetic activity. Chances are, he's still researching it to this day.
That's why I'm looking for Strelok. Word is he's back in the zone.
I haven't seen him in quite some time. Maybe that's for the best. Our perspectives on the zone have probably developed quite differently over the years. If your information is correct, I doubt he's ventured too far from the cordon. Men like him tend to develop a deep attachment to a place they regard as their own and refuse to let go.
I want to find out if subtle matter is real. Things like this shouldn't be left to blind faith.
The scientific method isn't just about the experiment. It's about being able to replicate it. And I happen to know how to test a few of my hunches. If only Valentin could see me now. Well, perhaps he can. We tried to connect to the Noosphere as an experiment in the Orbita underground lab. Back then, I saw nothing like the afterlife. But now, with the zone, I think the truth is worth taking a risk. But first, you need to get the cartridge from the signature station in a different lab. X3. Near the cordon. It's been 20 years, so the entrances I knew of are long destroyed, but stalkers always find a way. Talk to Sidorovich, he's in charge of the cordon, and could have heard some stories about X3. I'll send you the code to the cartridge slot. Take it, and head to Orbita. Good luck.
Why are you here, Skif? Dog had no choice. Unlike you. Who you working for? If you lie, I'll know it.
What do you mean, Dark had no choice?
He's a sea consciousness agent. Killing me was just a program planted in his head. Those who made it to the center of the zone got the short end of the stick. Their prize was either to join Monolith and protect sea consciousness, or become agents and deliver it. The Stalker program. That's what sea consciousness called it.
What about Dark? What did you do to him?
I didn't do anything. It was the TVs. They're neurovisual programmers. Those previously affected by them can't survive another exposure.
I'm with the ward. I want to deal with the zone once and for all. Make sure my new home is safe.
So you want to keep the zone in check? Along with everything that comes with it? The ward are just Circa's lapdogs. And I know exactly what the Institute's up to. Want me to show you my Circa advisor ID?
At least with the ward, I know what they stand for. With you? I have no idea what you want.
I want the zone to be left alone. All that common good Scar and Korshunov talk about is just a smokescreen. What they really want is to control the zone. Each in his own way. No. The zone doesn't owe anyone a thing. Realizing this made me an enemy to both the ward and Spark. How exactly did you find out about X3?
So the mercs are your friends then? You're playing dirty. You put a hit on Dark. Maybe others too.
When you're fighting against everyone, you use what you've got. They were my backup plan. Since you're here, it failed. The zone is no stranger to death.
The doctor told me about X3. It seems like the two of you have some history. He sent me here to test a theory.
Kaymanov? Yeah. He helped me get to the center of the zone to take down C consciousness. Now he's using other people to fix his own mistakes. How convenient. He used to be part of C consciousness. He would have gotten into one of those pods himself if he hadn't escaped at the last minute. What kind of nonsense did he feed you? Something about the old experiments of the dearly departed and the data that might still be here?
Have you ever heard of the subtle matter theory? Kaymanov wants to test it.
Immortality in the Noosphere. The C consciousness scientists are dead. I killed them. All of them. And took a piece of glass from one of their pods as a keepsake. It's real. And so are the bullets. Subtle matter is an induced illusion. A Psi radiation technology C consciousness used to manipulate people.
Induced illusion? Like Faust's phantoms?
Like the phantoms, the witch granter, the physiographs, the scorcher, or the shining zone. Do you want a peek? It's right here. You can grab the data the doctor wants it. Just be sure to shut it down on your way out.
Skif? What's going on? Where are we?
You're dead, Strider.
The experiment. We were too late. So, you sold me out, huh? What did they promise you?
I was dealing with my own problems. I couldn't let you get in the way.
What happened to my men?
You lost. Monolith is once again controlling you all.
You asked me about my good luck charm. Remember? It's an empty shell. Nothing special. A reminder FC fields were turned off.
May 2012. The military is storming the CMPP. And the SWAT teams are in my sector. The primary objective is Quartet.
Southeast 180. Landmark inspection tower.
Target, Soba 345. Low lateral. Windage. Breathing. 3, 2, 1.
And then, the voice of the monolith was gone. And through the scope, I saw the body of an unknown soldier fall. That empty shell. It reminded me that we used to be puppets. Only I didn't choose that path. Unlike you.
Ain't gonna take you into the Noosphere. Open up!
I thought you were one of the good guys. Turns out you're with the ward. Keep sniffing around, doing their bidding. I told you, it's safer to sniff around for us, and way more fun. Hey, is it just me, or are you talking to somebody?
Yeah, Strider.
Strider? Is he here? Strider! Strider! Have you seen Strider around here, boys? Strider! Strider! I get it. You were sent here to check if there's life in the Noosphere, right?
If you ask me, it looks more like a mind prison.
Should have listened better to the representative. Quit concentrating on the here and now. Think instead about what we might achieve. The Shining! To get rid of the darkness that imprisons us, preventing us from hearing each other. Imagine an eternal spring, Skif. No pain, no regret, no suffering.
Life is for the living, Scar. If the dead start talking to us, we'll end up slaughtering each other. Then there won't be peace for us. Not even in death.
You know, I made some inquiries on my way here. I wanted to help you learn more about the people you're mixed up with. But now I realize there's no point in explaining myself. You're just not worthy. Shut the door! Death doesn't mean goodbye. It means until we meet again. See you later.
Skif, I've examined the neuroprogrammers, and I have an idea how to find the Stalker Program Control Center. They are connected to the same device at the tropospheric communications point. If you get there and activate it, I'll get the data I need. Get going. I'll contact you later. So, what do you see?
Screens. A whole wall of them.
All static. And a creepy chair.
Right. Have a seat.
I think I'd rather stand.
Don't worry, it won't bite.
I hate dentists.
Are you set?
Yep.
Push the button.
Can you see me?
Yeah. Looking good.
Barely dark one, 20/20 vision.
What?
Mass's eyes are looking through. Wave to the man, Dark One.
Hello, Skif. It's Dark One. Remember how I tried to kill Strelok? I changed my mind.
Holy shit. How is this possible?
Wow. Sea consciousness used to have very advanced technology. Now we need to figure out what the war wants to do with it. Anyway, it's time to wrap this up. Won't be long before the snakes realize.
I've got an idea. Talk to you later.
Find out who he contacted. What are you doing here, Skif? You could have just asked.
Well, I'm asking now. What is this installation, Colonel?
There's too much stuff left over from Project X that we need to keep quiet about. Otherwise, we'll end up with stalker bonfires and soiled mattresses piled up in every corner. But you've been a great help to the ward, and I value your tenacity. So we can talk openly.
Oh, sure thing.
Sit down! Not all knowledge is equally beneficial. Some of it can be outright dangerous in the wrong hands. Who was it?
The Dark One. And Strelok.
You trusted Strelok? An agent of sea consciousness?
Strelok's an agent?
Dark One. Scar. Strelok. Sea consciousness bred them like cockroaches. This installation will help us find every last agent, but only within the perimeter. Unfortunately, many of them have already left the zone, and if we do nothing, houses on the mainland will continue to burn and collapse. If you fight a soldier, you're only fighting yourself.
I'm on your side, Colonel.
Bold move.
You're awake. Finally. We need to talk. We don't have much time. The Colonel's completely lost it. He's been difficult before, but now he's gone off the rails completely. Tossing you in here after all you did for the ward.
Where's all my stuff?
I don't know. Sorry. They must have taken it when they searched you.
Where am I? Is this the chemical plant?
Yes, the isolation unit. The Colonel keeps prisoners here.
He had his reasons to throw me in here. I found out about some things, and I can't keep working with the ward knowing them.
Oh. What did you find out? Have you learned anything new about subtle matter?
Yes. What's left in the Noosphere is just an imprint of consciousness. A copy. A collection of a person's memories. And the ward wants to use these imprints to spy on every single one of us.
How can I be sure of what you're saying? Do you have any proof?
Strelok can confirm what I'm saying. The representative is either an illusion or Psi imprint of someone who was once alive.
No, that's not enough. I have to see for myself. What you shared wasn't what I hoped to hear. But I appreciate your candor. Also, thanks for rescuing me at X11. I haven't forgotten it. I'll give you the key to the cell. You need to get out of here. The sooner, the better.
You're taking a great risk. Do you realize that?
On a scale from day-to-day work at Circa to the Alpha Artifact Experiment. I've been through worse. Just be careful. There are patrols everywhere. Wait until I'm at a safe distance. Then, get out of here.
And Skif? So, how's our favorite zone legend doing? I'll never understand why the zone loves him more than anybody else. What did he do?
He always comes through, no matter what goes down.
That's it?
What are you doing here, anyway?
I'm having a great time hanging out with my best buddies. Xentropy and self-loathing. Same thing as you. Chasing my dreams. It's just too bad I haven't gotten there yet. Silver lining, neither have you.
What can you tell me about Strelok?
Everything and nothing. Legends, rumors, myths shared around the campfire. Strelok the person and Strelok the legend have had very little in common for a long time. Word is, the legend wants to save the zone. As for what the person wants, well, nobody's got a clue.
That's it. It's more than enough. No matter what you do, as long as you keep pushing forward, you'll get to where you want to be. The zone tests people. And those who give up on their dreams, the zone will never love them.
Oh, are you zone expert now, too?
Not at all. But I'm not a quitter either. That's why I came here. I'm looking for Spirit to take me to Pripyat.
What are you hoping to find there? The heart? The heart of Chernobyl? Huh? Is that what Strelok's after?
You worked with Spirit. What can you tell me about him?
He was part of the original Spark. The real Spark. Not whatever Scar had turned it into. And before that, he was a monolithian.
Then he's back with them now.
When the signal hit, he happened to be in a place shielded from the Psi effects. He's still himself. Miserable as ever.
You've been to Pripyat before. Maybe you can help me get there.
It was a long time ago. I had a deal with Dekhtyaryov, but now he's gone and Nor doesn't like me very much. The folks I failed to take to their destination, he knew them. So, the deal's off now. The zone's not big on honoring deals these days, huh?
The heart of Chernobyl? What's that?
An artifact. Whoever finds it can learn to understand the zone and become almost one with it. That's what they say, anyway. Strelok found it once. Now you're after it too, and something tells me you might actually find it. But it should have been me. I have to understand the zone. I have to earn its forgiveness.
Then help us protect it. Scar and Korshunov couldn't stop me, and they never will.
I trust you, Skif. But I don't trust Strelok. He's keeping something from us.
We all have our secrets. At least he wants to protect the zone, not take it away or give it a makeover.
There are times when I feel like helping you in Zalicia was the only good call I ever made. It's the only thing I don't regret.
I appreciate that. But I suspect Scar and Korshunov may not share that sentiment.
Spirit is a bit of a dreamer. He wanted to find a place in the zone to call his own. First in Pripyat, and after the signal, in Limansk. When Spirit and I went our separate ways, he was heading down the tunnel to Limansk. He's probably still out there, looking for a way into the town. You two share something. Both searching for a home, both refusing to give up, no matter what. Good luck, Skif. And thank you.
Nor briefed me about you. Impressive. I appreciate your help with these fanatics too.
I told you, Skif is a one-man army. Oh, hi, by the way.
You made it here already, Richter.
Took you long enough to show up.
You two can catch up later. Strelok sent you. Why?
I need to get to the underground area beneath the city.
We used to have an entrance here under the Palace of Culture. Back then, I was short on manpower, and when we started having trouble with mutants, I decided to seal it off.
Any other leads?
I had a few, but Richter's been through all of them.
Exactly. It wasn't a walk in the park, but at least I got a break from the rural scenery. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any other entrances.
I've hit a dead end, so we'll have to search for information. In the past, the entire underground area functioned as a military installation known as the Foundation. There could be old Operation Fairway documents somewhere in the laundromat. Also, the Prometheus movie theater might have some old blueprints of military installations. It's up to you where to go. Neither one is going to be a piece of cake.
What can you tell me about the laundromat?
It served as the HQ for the military during Operation Fairway. Officially, it involved 5 helicopters, but there were more, including a Stingray 7, which crashed soon after a mission to search for information about the entrances to the underground. Now there's an anomalous field there, if that's a concern for a man who made it through the boundary on his own.
I need more information about the data stored at the movie theater.
In 1986, an archive of military facility blueprints was moved to the Prometheus. You might be able to find the one we need in there. We've observed increased mutant activity there in the past, but it's up to you to figure out what's going on there at the moment.
All right, I'm heading out.
Once you find the information, come back here. You'll have my men's support to access the Foundation. Get to work, Stalker. You're taking too long, Skif. We could lose Pripyat. Found anything yet?
Yeah, here. I think this is what we need.
So, what do we have here? An underground military facility called the Foundation. 2 entrances, the Policia Hotel and the Olympia Cafe. Which one strikes your fancy?
What's in store for me in the Policia Hotel?
Everything's laid out in the open,
No surprises. A straightforward frontal assault is the way to go.
What's inside the Olympia?
Plenty of spots for concealed firing positions. Easy to sneak up on the enemy, assuming they don't ambush you first.
The Olympia Cafe. We'll take that route.
You'll take it. Not alone, of course. My men will go with you. I'll contact the closest group. They'll meet you there. I'll take the second entrance, just to be sure. We'll get them in a pincer attack and crush them. How does that sound?
Why are you going underground too? Why risk it?
I want to see the Foundation become a tomb for all those who want my city dead and buried.
That's a good plan. I like that no one's gonna be sneaking up on me from behind.
See you at the Foundation, then. One more thing, Stalker. If you've got any scores to settle, now's the time. Once you're down there, there's no turning back. Sounds shitty, but I guess it's better than nothing.
He rescued me once. We can trust him.
I hope he doesn't chicken out. Let's roll. We're running out of time. We've got to destroy the Foundation before the ward is done with it.
Let's go on 3. 1, 2. Don't fuck this up.
Why the hell are you stalling? You just need to disconnect one stupid device and connect another in its place.
Don't be, Colonel. This equipment hasn't been maintained in a long time. We need to be extremely careful.
Darling, don't act up. This ragtag bunch can't get to the generators on foot. So what was the point of opening up X11? Just do this, and soon the name Dmitro will echo round the world. We need someone we can all trust to get those fucking hoops spinning. And we both know the representative isn't an option.
But my father...
Your father's dead! He's gone! I saw them boiling in those pods with my own eyes. The goddamn physiograph is just a fucking talking TV set!
There's no way to know for sure, but if there's even the slightest chance...
You're not a scientist, you're just a lousy piece of shit.
Oh yeah? Fuck you!
You got it? Here. Who are you?
We are the result of an experiment, ended creating a super consciousness called C-consciousness.
Father.
According to our calculations, Earth is surrounded by a special informational field, the so-called Noosphere. It links all sentient inhabitants of the planet and stores their mental images.
What's the true scientist rule?
Our main goal was to make small adjustments to the Noosphere, allowing us to remove things like anger, cruelty, greed, and other negative factors from the planet.
Dad, like you said, what's the true rule of a scientist?
Individuals are unable to affect the Noosphere.
Be quiet.
But C-consciousness could.
Shut up! Shut the fuck up!
It must be erased, destroyed, eradicated. I want it wiped out forever, without a trace, without pity. Skif, help me with this.
Brakes. Hope Dagy's found some shelter.
Skif's up and about, Strelok. I told you. He's got 9 lives, just like a cat.
How did it go? Is the Stalker program finished? Have we put an end to it?
What's the rush, pal? You just came too.
Skif's right, Richter. We have no time to spare. Neither does the Zone. She can't survive as long as there's someone looking to take advantage of her.
Like who?
Kaymanov.
What about him? To what end could the old guy possibly try to use the Zone force, Strelok? Finding the best way to fix the blind dog's broken leg?
The good doctor whose only wish is to heal everyone with just a mask. Here, listen. He recorded this in X7 not long before connecting to the sea consciousness in the Noosphere.
Barbarians who fancy themselves surgeons, connecting to the Noosphere to separate good from evil with the precision of a scalpel. When did you become so adept at distinguishing between good and evil, darling? None of us possessed that skill before, and that hasn't changed now. No. Access to the Noosphere belongs to all of humanity, without exception. It's a test that could either drown us in an abyss of mutual hatred, or elevate us to a new level where we can finally learn to understand and forgive each other. But it's a journey for all of us, not just 8 chosen ones.
It will drown the Zone. That's for sure. Kaymanov is well aware of that. But it never stopped him.
And what if we try talking to him? Maybe he'll understand.
We've been there already. When he opens his mouth, you start second-guessing everything. You, not him. That's why I don't believe the doctor will change his mind. Can't teach an old dog new tricks. So might as well just put it down.
So you want me to kill Kaymanov?
I want the Zone to just be the Zone. Kaymanov doesn't. Getting to him now isn't easy. The Zone is shaking after the Foundation was destroyed. Due to anomalous disturbances, everywhere is dangerous now. But you can do it. You have to.
But why does it have to be me? Why can't you kill him yourself?
Because. No wavering, no stupid memories about an old friendship and a life I owe him. One shot. An easy death.
I'll make my decision. After I talk to Kaymanov.
You won't make it to the Red Forest without me. The Zone is renewing itself, just like it did after the second emission back in the fall of 2011. But you were right, Skif. You'll never get anywhere in the Zone if you're afraid of your own failures. Now let's find out if I'm fit to be a true guide, or if I'm better off dead. Let's go. When else will we ever have a chance to see the Zone like this?
Don't let Kaymanov get into your head. Get rid of the Doctor and find me by the Red Fortress. Let's finish what we've started. From the Red Fortress...
back. The monolith is no more, and yet its cause lives on. The greatest temptation is trying to control something we do not fully understand. But what do we do when faced with the truly inexplicable? Some tear it up to make souvenirs. Others keep it chained up inside a perimeter cage. Perhaps all the zone really needs is our compassion. Perhaps the time has come to let her choose her own destiny.
And then, what happens?
A tragedy most horrible, or a joy most profound? No one knows what the zone truly desires.
The zone is not sentient.
And yet, has a big heart. One that craves freedom and the death of her tormentors.
That's what Strelok wants.
He believes that he has been reborn here, so he will protect the zone, that's for sure. But how does one know the value of freedom if one has never been free?
That means the zone will never be free?
Do what you must. Whatever will be, will be. Take the logs down to the basement. Behind the screen with the fireplace.
But...
Just do what I said. Please. Inside.
Okay? The zone's been on a real rampage. I was worried. I came looking for you.
I'm fine.
Where's the doctor? I haven't seen him.
That's odd. He went out during the emission.
You didn't kill him? I'm glad. Perhaps the doctor was taken by the zone.
Without a trace? That's something new.
The zone is changing, Skif. I can feel it.
I need to get to Orbita. The sooner the better. Will you guide me?
All right. We can catch up on the way. Let's go. So you're going to repeat the experiment?
Kaymanov left me a cartridge with his Psi signature. Just like the one Strider had. I think he wanted to say something very important. Something that words can't describe. The cartridge is the key to the doctor's mental images and memories. When I get to the pod, I'll find out. Make sure I'm not interrupted.
finish badly, Strelok. Hold on, son. I'll take care of you. You're going to make it. Where will you go now?
To the north.
Well, did it work? What did you find out?
It worked. Maybe too well. I witnessed the experiment that created the zone. Kaymanov damaged the device that C consciousness used to alter the Noosphere. And I saw Strelok returning from the center of the zone with some kind of glowing artifact.
It might be the heart of Chernobyl itself. Maybe Strelok still has it.
There's only one way to find out. We should hit the road before Strelok gets suspicious.
Let's go. I'll take you to the Red Fortress. Strelok should be expecting us there.
The Red Fortress. What is it?
Monolith stronghold. You could call it the heart of the monolith. If you're gonna fight your way in, and I know you are, get ready for the toughest battle of your life.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Don't fall behind. The zone ain't what it used to be.
Did you suffer?
No.
Good. You didn't deserve to.
He was waiting for you.
You think I didn't try to spare his life? But the zone couldn't be free unless he died. And it was worth it. Just look at it now. No, Skif. I will not let anyone have the zone. She gave me a new life. A life that I'm willing to give back if I have to. And I'll always protect her!
The zone doesn't need your protection. She can take care of herself. Just let her go.
Your lips are moving, but all I can hear is the good doctor talking. He knew what he'd done. He would have done anything to free himself from his past. I trusted him. We were this close to unveil the real secret of the zone. Turns out he was just using me to atone himself for his sins.
He saved your life, you son of a bitch. And you never even thanked him. Every time you went to the north, you were just thinking about yourself. Jesus.
Poor Scar. I knew him, Skif. A fellow of infinite jest, a most excellent fancy. And now, how abhorred in my imagination it is. My gorge rises at it. Oh. Where be your jibes now? Your gambles? Your verses? Prithee, Skif, tell me one thing. Do you think the representative looked of this fashion in the earth?
I guess.
And smelt so, huh? What a miserable end, Skif. The representative dies. The representative is buried. The representative turns to dust. The dust to soil, the soil to clay. And who's to say that clay won't end up a stopper for a rusty rain barrel? Just to think, once he determined the destinies of all these stalkers. So this is why, in our own dreams, sometimes we see their memories. But the representative is alive. Yeah. Only the enemy claims there is no life after death. If that is the case, then there is no shining zone. And if there is no shining zone, then all these lives were wasted in vain, Skif. No, we know it's not true. I lost my head for this cause, along with all in it.
Show me what you found.
I am blind, but it is you who cannot see for what it truly is. One of the pods was left.
You're not worthy.
Get inside! The greatest temptation is trying to control something we do not fully understand. But what do we do when faced with the truly inexplicable? Some tear it up to make souvenirs. Others keep it chained up inside a perimeter cage. Perhaps all the zone really needs is our compassion.
Duga, Control Center, what's going on over there? We've got anomalous activity at all our facilities. Duga, respond!
Perhaps the time has come to let her choose her own destiny.
We are receiving numerous reports of unidentified anomalous entities. Do not approach or make contact with anomalous objects.
There is nothing you can keep secret that will not come into the open. It's just a matter of time. I used to serve the Monolith blindly, until she opened my eyes. To keep life's adventure going, one must embrace freedom. Such is the gift of the Zone.